Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited about today. Okay, so hello. So, we're going to talk today about some of the things that I have learned this week. So, as you can see, I am, like doing videos like how we normally do, kind of just out in nature. Oh my gosh, I have been listening to like some awesome podcasts. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just begin to share like some of the things that I've been learning and how we can implement like let me just get my hair right. Okay, so how we can implement like some of these things like in our everyday lives. So today, well, not today, but this week, I have been listening to like the Mel Robbins podcast, and oh my gosh, do I love Mel Robbins? And this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the big takeaways, some of the things that I've learned from the podcast, and how we can implement what I've learned in like everyday practice. Okay. So this episode is going to be all about like how we need to implement and incorporate meditation into our lives, right? Because Mel Robbins had interviewed like a neuroscientist, and this neuroscientist talked about the importance of us really incorporating meditation. Now, as a woman, right? If you catch it as an African American woman, as a millennial woman, a lot of times y'all know like we get like really, really overwhelmed. It's always something that we are doing, always something that is going on in our lives. And this video was really important, talking about the importance of meditation and how we need to do it. So this is how we're going to break it down. And I know that the new year is coming up. However, whatever part of the year that you are listening to this video, like you could still get something from it, right? So the scientist, and I cannot remember her name, she talked about like how we should incorporate at least like 12 minutes a day. And 12 minutes a day should be specifically for like meditating, right? So when it comes to 12 minutes a day, it was communicated that 12 minutes is like the sweet spot, right? Because a lot of times people know we don't have no whole 30 minutes to do no meditation, especially like with the way that, like the life is right now. So 30 minutes wasn't recommended. They did studies on a few people, and some people were able to do like a full like 30 minutes, but then others was like, 30 minutes was too much. So then the neuroscientist, she also did where it was about like between like 30 minutes, no time at all, or just putting in some sort of time. So with the average amount of time, studies have shown that like 12 minutes of meditation is perfect for everyone to really implement. The thing about it is as well is that you don't even have to meditate like 7 days a week. The neuroscientist was talking about how if you just do it for like 4 days a week, then it would be effective, right? So what they were saying is that if you do not meditate every single day, then of course you are going to just experience burnout. Burnout will be way more prevalent if you don't meditate at least 12 minutes a day, 4 days a week. Then they were talking about like how, you're going to feel that overwhelm. You're going to feel that burnout. You're going to feel so many negative impacts from your life. However, by implementing the 12 minutes a day, you would see such a change, right? How many of us would like to see changes in our behaviors, in our thoughts, in our moves, in our interactions with people? So what we're going to do as women who listen to this YouTube video, not only do we want to implement change in our lives, but we want to implement change in our relationships. And one of the ways that we are going to implement change is making sure that we meditate at least 12 minutes a day. Because I don't know about you, but I want to see some changes in my life. I am so desperate to see changes in my finances. And how about you? Wouldn't you like to see changes in your finances? Wouldn't you like to see changes and begin to just take the time to just meditate? And then they were saying this is how you do it, right? So you would sit in a quiet spot, and sitting in this quiet spot, or sit up, right? As you are sitting up, what you would do is you would breathe in and you would breathe out. And as you are breathing in and you are breathing out, you are focusing on your breath or things that are incorporated with your breath. So as you breathe in and you breathe out. And a lot of times, a lot of people kind of have like the monkey brain or whatever. The monkey brain is basically when every time you sit down and do something, your brain is always like all over the place. As we know, like attention spans, people's attention span is crazy nowadays. Like a lot of times we have like a attention span of a goldfish. You know what I'm saying? Where it's literally like, we ain't paying no attention at all. And so we jump from one task to the other. So when you notice that your brain is kind of just drifting away, one of the things that you do during the meditation is bring your awareness back to your breath. So every single time you notice that, you drifted off during your meditation, bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring your awareness back and be centered. So the advantage of doing this is that you will be able to get a lot more clarity through the meditation, is what the neuro scientists said. Not only will you get clarity, but you will also gain focus. And that was one of the biggest things for me, because I know for me, like in my career or just in life period, it's really hard for me to focus on things. Like my attention span is like so short. So by the time like I am doing like a task, it's almost like, wait a minute, it's time for me to do something else, right? So one of the things that I know that I realized as a woman is that my attention span is like so short. And one of the things is that we could do is to increase our attention is by meditation. So this is a challenge that I will challenge not just myself, but everybody. Now, excuse me while I am adjusting my tripod so that I can sit down. During our new practice is making sure that we meditate. Like some part throughout our day, right? So incorporate in that meditation. So my new challenge is to make sure that I meditate like I want to do 11 because 11 is my favorite number. So I am going to start meditating for like 11 minutes a day. And I'm just going to back this up. So within like that 11-minute time frame, I am going to do 11 minutes a day. That's what I'm going to commit to. I'm going to commit to doing 11 minutes of day of meditation. And I want this 11 minutes to be like at least like maybe during my lunch break before I start my day in the morning or something like that. But I really am focused on 11 in this season. Oh, let me get it right. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to focus on 11 minutes. 11 minutes of meditation. 11 minutes of just sitting down, bringing my awareness to my breath, and really just focusing on that. So that's what the neuroscientist said. She said that if we could just focus like on our breath, like breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And when our mind goes drifting off space, that we bring that awareness back. And when we do that, we are training our brains. See, the thing about it is, like, there are so many distractions, and I'm sure that we all could say that with there being like so many distractions, it's hard for us to say, you know what, I'm going to turn everything off and set my timer and actually meditate today. Like, I don't know too many people that really says that this is a daily practice. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to say that the thing that we could do as a group and a community, like after we finish doing our hair, is really to incorporate time where we are still, time where we are not looking at Instagram, we're not looking at TikTok. After you turn off the TV or your phone and listen to Alicia, right? That we are not going to let these anything continue to distract us. But the purpose of this meditation is to make sure that we are focusing our attention on our dreams, on our goals, and on the things that we want, right? Because when you begin to sit still, when clarity comes, that's when downloads begin to come. However, we need to focus our mind enough so that God can actually get that time, right? Because a lot of times everything around us is so noisy. So when we silence and bring our attention back, when we can get focused enough, then that's when we can write the book, right? When you get focused enough, then that's when you'll be able to finally start that YouTube channel. When you get focused enough, then you start the podcast, you'll start the business. But right now, you can't really do anything because you're not focused. So with this, let's just call it 11 minutes of success. It's just coming to me, right? So let's just call this an 11 minutes of success. And in this 11 minutes where let's just turn everything off, right? With the exception of our timer. So that means our phone would have to be on, but let's just disconnect so that we could reconnect. And I say this all the time if you are a listener. So let's disconnect so that we could reconnect. And let's start, like, I know, like, if you're looking at this right now, it's like October the 30th. So it's almost like you're preparing like for the new year. And I know that I am preparing for the new year, but I don't want to start January the 1st. And even if you're listening to this in like September, February, whatever, you always could start like right now. You don't have to wait to the new year to develop a new habit or a new goal. Like, I start over all of the time. So the thing about it is, what we're going to do as a community, and leave like a comment below if you are really want to be like dialed in right now, where we're not going to wait till January the 1st. We're not going to wait when everybody is kind of just like on the on the hamster wheel, right, on the wheel of change. We want to see these changes now. So this is what we're going to do. After this video, sometime today, we're going to put in that 11 minutes of meditation where we focus on our breath, where whenever our mind wanders off, that we bring our attention back to our breath. We set that timer and we are able to set this time just to focus. So that's what we're going to do. So that's the biggest takeaway that I've learned from this week, because everybody's so distracted. Nobody's really focusing right now, right? And if we all really want to accelerate in life and to see change in our lives, in our careers, in our families, even in our confidence, do you know what 11 minutes would do? Like, so the neuroscientist was saying again, like how your brain will actually change because it's developing a new habit. So this is what we're going to do here. From this day on, we are going to dedicate that time. Oh, and this is the other thing. It doesn't have to be like, if you know, like, you may have, like, not offending anybody, like ADHD or something like that, and your attention span is like really, really short. You don't even have to start at like 12 minutes. You could start at like 3 minutes or 5 minutes. The thing about it is just developing the habit, right? Getting in the routine of saying, you know what, I'm going to set my timer and I'm going to have this quiet time, this 11 minutes of power, this 11 minutes of freedom, or this 3 minutes of just sitting down and getting it done. So that's the goal, okay? So let's just challenge each other. And I am going to keep some way, somehow, like a digital journal or something where we are setting our intentions and we are going to make this change for our life. And when we make this 11-minute, I'm going to call it my 11-minute meditation, 11-minute prayer, I don't know, 11 minutes of power or whatever. But when these changes come, I really want to see myself, not just myself, but everyone, as a better mom, or if you're not a better mom or a better caretaker or a better person to work with, right? Or a better person to work around. Like, I really want to see like people from this channel say, you know what, after that meditations and stuff, and after I've been practicing for a while, now I am focusing on my book. Now I am focusing on getting my health back in order, right? These are the things that we should see. So not only do I want us to have beautiful hair, but it's also about that meditation. It's about what we put in our body. It's about that prayer time. It's about really just connecting the way that we should. So, with all that being said, I am Alicia Richard, and I appreciate you all for joining me on today. And I cannot wait till we continue to embrace this beautiful journey. I'll talk to you soon, and let's start meditating. Bye bye.